So, William, this is a big day for Peloton, a big deal. Tell us why now.
Oh, it felt like the right time in terms of Precor and its assets. And as we look at what we think will be a lot of value accrued to Peloton, you look at their manufacturing capabilities. This allows us to establish a U.S. manufacturing capabilities with their North Carolina and Washington facilities. And that's a big deal for us. And then their R&D capabilities and fitness equipment. They've got decades of experience building cardio and strength equipment. And we've got big designs there. And then we also like their commercial channels. Our ability to get the award-winning Peloton experience into hotels and into campuses, college campuses, multi-family unit developments, corporate campuses. They're very strong in all those distribution points. So we're excited, and the timing was right.
So let's talk about a number of those things. There's a lot there to unpack. The commercial side, what does that look like in terms of rollout? What does it look like in terms of products that we're going to see in the next year or two?
We've been, Jason, in hotels as an example. So, right. And what we see, we've got a hotel finder on our site that's very popular and gets hit a lot as our members travel. And so we see big opportunity in going to where our members are. It's also hotels before COVID was a big source of trial. So you could go and try a Peloton bike in a Westin, as an example, set up a guest account. That led to a lot of home sales. And so we're in those channels. We expect to roll out aggressively. College campuses as well. Precor has a lot of those relationships. So we'd love to get bikes and treadmills in front of college students. And you'll see that happen over time. So we'll start the planning as the deal closes, and then you will see us start to roll that out aggressively.
And talk to me about Precor's existing portfolio of products. Do those continue on? Did they get branded differently? What does that look like going forward?
Well, as you might imagine, this is a big deal for us. It's 800 employees, $420 million purchase price. So we've been planning a lot, but there's a lot of things to be planned. We have no plans to change the Precor branding. They've got a great brand in their commercial channels. We will plan over time to bring the Peloton experience into that fitness equipment with our award-winning instructors and software, but we're going to be deliberate there and make sure that overall experience, that software, content, hardware experience makes sense. And so we're working through that now, but it has us excited.
And so what does this do in terms of your roadmap, sort of the Peloton roadmap that's been laid out? I know you guys have talked about things like a rower, and obviously you have bifurcated both the tread and the bike and announced that earlier this year. What does it mean for the product roadmap?
It allows us to move even faster. Part of this is their R&D and fitness equipment we think is arguably the best in the industry. They've got 100 people, Jason, focused on R&D, that some of whom have decades of experience in building what we call tier 1 fitness equipment. And so if anything, it's going to allow us to go faster. And as I mentioned earlier, was a big part. The people were overall a big part of this deal. We really like the people there and think they're very talented.
And so, William, tell me about the supply chain and sort of what you've experienced during this COVID time. Demand has been off the charts. That is reflected in your stock price, to say the least. But you also do have people out there who want a Peloton and are, having to wait weeks, if not months, to get it. How much was that a driver for this deal?
Definitely, as we've been investing in scaling our manufacturing, Jason, and certainly this is an area where Precor is really strong. We have seen a ton of growth. No one would wish the global pandemic on anybody, but it's been tailwind for our business as people are home. Huge growth numbers. And so keeping up with that growth, which has been a moving target, has been a big company priority. And so whether it's the investments we've made in Taiwan before this, we've been investing for years now in growing the supply chain. This is one element of that strategy.
And so when you think about the manufacturing, sort of onshoring more of that, how does the manufacturing mix change? What's sort of the net effect of that in terms of either the cycle of getting things produced or the mix of where things are produced?
It allows us to get bikes and treads faster to U.S. consumers. If you have a supply chain and manufacturing footprint in the trading area in which you're selling, it's super helpful, especially with some of this equipment's heavy. You've got our treadmill, it's over 300 pounds. And so, shipping that from Asia, it takes time, especially in this kind of COVID disruptive environment. So it gives us more flexibility. We will continue to produce the majority of our products out of our Asian facilities. We've worked hard to build incredible capabilities there. And so this is it's about growth, helping with that growth. And so there's no mixed target right now.
And as you look across the landscape, it feels like the fitness world, to say the least, is turbulent, a little bit upside down. Boutiques closed, some permanently, some for long stretches, and we don't know whether they're going to come back. How do you look forward into 21, given what you've seen in 2020 in terms of your growth rate and sort of where you see the business going?
We've made no secret that we expect to continue to grow at a really rapid pace. We like people working out. We've said that as a company. A lot of us have taken boutique fitness and sort of came out of it. John Foley, our founder, started the company largely because he was such a boutique fitness enthusiast. And so, we don't take any solace in that. But what it has done is created huge demand for our product. We believe as long as we offer a better experience at home at a better value, which we think Peloton does, that we'll continue to see connected fitness as a secular shift from gyms and other places into the home. And so that's certainly reflected in our growth rates, and we expect that to continue for the foreseeable future.
And in terms of future acquisitions, that sort of thing, this was a big one in many cases. Is there more to be done? Is there more to be bought out there, do you think? Is there more consolidation coming?
We think so. Yeah, we're the leader in connected fitness, and we feel like in order to continue to lead, we have to innovate. We've continued to try to add more utility for our members. For just in the last week, we've announced Pilates is a new content type. So as part of your membership, you're now getting Pilates. We launched things during COVID like Family Fit Fun. So fit family fun for the whole family, stretching and workouts. We've added new software. And so you will see us continue to innovate. And when it makes sense, we will purchase companies, whether it's technology tuck-ins, whether it's teams we like, all in service of continuing to make that membership more and more valuable and higher utility.
And just as we wrap up, what have you learned over the course of this year in terms of maybe some things that people gravitated toward that you didn't expect? I mean, you have a very intimate relationship. I say this as a Peloton member and a frequent user. What have you learned as you've sort of seen people's habits, especially since we have been so focused on being at home?
We've learned how resilient our employees are. We're so vertical. We do so much ourselves, even our media platform, and things we had to do this year were extraordinary, like live from home, moving our classes out of the studio into instructors' homes. We've learned that our community is amazingly supportive. We're now approaching over 3.6 million members, and just how they came together during COVID to support each other, high fives during classes, all the things actually as a rider. Those have been the lessons, and this platform continues to grow and it gets better and better. And that's in no small part because of this amazing community and again, these amazing employees making it happen.
All right. I think I've asked Foley this before, and I think he always demurs because it's like picking among your children. But like, what's your go-to class? Who's your go-to instructor?
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you that. I will tell you, we launched Elvis. So Elvis is on the platform. So there's new Emma ride with Elvis. And for those Elvis fans out there, I highly encourage you to take it. But yeah, we only get in trouble answering those questions.
Absolutely.